back, guys, to another episode of the Personal Opinion Podcast. It's Lauryn and Whitney.
It's Whitney and Lauryn.
And today, we kind of mentioned it on the last episode, but today we're going to be talking about struggles in dating.
And the good things.
Absolutely. I mean, we just
have a lot of struggles.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of struggles in the world, I feel like, with dating. Because now there's like all of these dating apps. Now there's all these ways. Speed dating. Love is blind.
Okay, my mom tried to set me up for speed dating. Well, she didn't try to set me up, but we were on the cruise, and she was like, "So, what are you looking for, like, in a man?" And I was like, telling her, and she was like, "Let's get you in like a speed dating." She was like, "Where are you gonna meet people?" And she was like, "Let's do that." And I was like, "I don't know if that's what I want."
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyways, sorry.
Can I share something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to share some statistics before we start, before we dive in. And then I'm going to share something else. So the average woman finds their life partner at the age of 25, okay, while men are more likely to find their soulmates at 28.
Because their brains develop later.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was very much a like, because they're dumb.
Yeah,
That's not what I meant.
No.
I just, it takes longer for men to grow up.
And that's okay.
And that's how they are.
Yeah.
I don't know if okay is the word, but.
The next thing I wanted to share was like, this is something that I've thought about, and I'm sure there's plenty of other young women our age, or maybe even people in their 30s that have not yet found their person. But I just want to say, like, everybody's timeline is different.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, just because those numbers that I shared are the average, I mean, for people our age, like, kind of gives us hope, you know? But if you're past that age, like, that is totally okay. Like, that person is still out there for you. And I was telling Whitney before this, but I just strongly believe that everything happens for a reason. And it happens on God's timing. So whatever you guys are thinking or overthinking, or just maybe not even thinking much about it, but your person is going to come into your life when you are ready.
Oh, yeah. And my sister didn't get married till she was... Well, she and Devin didn't get married until a year and a half ago. So she was, 29?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? 28, 29? And then on the flip side of that, my mom got married and then turned 21 on her honeymoon.
Yeah.
Which,
that's
going
crazy.
to the school that we went to, there are a lot of people that got married really young.
Absolutely.
Not for me.
Hey.
Not for me.
We're already past that point.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I have my opinions about getting married that young, but...
Absolutely.
Hey.
It's fine. If you, like, everybody's timing is different.
Person, you find your person.
Right. So first, I think we're going to start this episode out with talking about our first loves. And
I don't know if I would call it first love.
Oh.
First.
You're right. Nah.
First.
But
I mean, at the time, I was in love.
Okay, I see. At the time, it was perfect.
Can I go first?
Yeah, please.
Okay, yeah. So, little baby Whitney goes to this new school, kindergarten.
Oh, you're going that far back. Why would you do that? I'm going to actually talk about my real one.
Oh,
this is real? Oh, real.
Little baby Whitney goes to kindergarten. There's this guy. He's a player. No, this was pre-K that I went there. And, like, we were friends. We had, like, similar circles, but he was a player, right? Valentine's Day the next year, kindergarten.
Oh.
He wants me to be his Valentine.
Hey!
Stars my eyes. Yes, please. I want that. And then he proposed marriage to me with a ring pop, and I said yes, and we are still betrothed.
Wow! What a time.
We never called off the engagement, so...
So basically...
I think he's actually married now.
And how many people have you dated since?
I think he's married now.
Oh. That's crazy.
We're going through a rough patch.
We're going through a bit of a rough patch.
That was my first love, was kindergarten. And even my mom and dad can tell you stories of me coming home and being like, Mom, Dad, we're getting married.
Ew.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have that person. I actually remember.
My pigtails and...
That's cute.
Yeah.
Can I talk... Oh, cool.
Go.
Can I talk about...
Your real one? You can go to the real one, yeah. That's fine.
Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, seriously.
Do you have a real one?
My actual first, love? Maybe, but you go.
Okay. So mine was my sophomore year of high school. And it's crazy because I don't even know how to explain it sometimes. But we were basically just best friends in high school.
Right.
We had classes together and everything, and we just hung out and all that. One time, this is a story, guys. This might be the only story I tell this whole time. So one time, I rode the bus before I could drive to high school. And he lived in the neighborhood, behind mine, kind of, blocks away.
Wait, the one north?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, anyways, we were just talking one day at school, and he was like, tomorrow I'm going to come to your bus stop, and we're going to ride the bus to school in the morning.
That's so romantic.
I was like, no way. Because we lived, probably, almost a mile. So, he would have to walk, almost a mile at, 6:30 in the morning. And I was like, no way. So it's funny because it's funny how I still remember this. But I walk out of my side door to walk over to my bus stop. And I don't see him anywhere. And I'm like, see, I knew that this wasn't going to happen. So I'm walking, and then I turn around and look at the end of my street. And he's running, trying to make it to my bus. I know. Ladies.
That is
I know.
Movie. I just imagine the song that would be in the background, he's running in slow motion
I'm
to
saying.
you.
I'm
that
saying.
Is so sweet.
I know. Anyways, so we wrote also, I was told I say anyways too much on this podcast. My mom told me that. So, I'll try to stop. Okay. So
she's trying so hard not to say it.
We rode the bus together, and it was really early, obviously, but it was so fun. Just the story is just, anyways.
So did y'all?
There, I said it again.
So did y'all?
We rode to school together, and we had our, I think we had our second hour together.
Right, but did you date or?
Oh yeah, sorry. So we dated from so he was a football player, I was a basketball player. So we started dating during football season. And then we had first hour together. Sorry, don't get it twisted. First hour together. So we started our day off together,
So cute.
So we started dating the beginning of the year. And then towards the end of the year, he decided to move back to where he came from because he was a transfer in my sophomore year. And so he moved back to California, and that's how we broke up, was that he moved away.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. He's thriving now.
I just remembered another one in 3rd grade.
I actually just remembered another one in 7th grade.
In 3rd grade, there was this boy.
Guys, we're going to get to the nitty-gritty soon.
Okay, there was this boy. We're gonna get into the real actual talk, but this is just how we want to start, just a little lighthearted.
Yeah.
There was this boy in 3rd grade. He came to our school. I was head over heels. We were inseparable, but my best friend also had a crush on him, so it was this whole love triangle thing. 3rd grade, crazy. But he then moved away, and I'm getting a cold, and I've never been able to see him again. I don't know what happened. I've looked him up on Instagram and Facebook.
And
I can't find him.
Kick. You looked him up on there.
And Kick is crazy. You had one. What was yours?
Oh, mine was just
7th grade.
This guy I dated in 7th grade. Just 2 peas in a pod. We both played basketball.
Any fun stories? Oh my gosh, did you guys have the thing, because we did with some teams where the men's and women's teams would travel together, on the same bus?
No.
Oh.
We didn't do that.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of stories. I don't really have one.
I have a
But anyways,
story.
I don't know if he'll ever listen to this, but he has done a full body transformation like big lifting weights, like fitness guy. And I just wanted to say how amazing that is. Because we go to the same gym now. I know. We go to the same gym now, and so I see him every once in a while. But it's pretty impressive what people can do and stick their minds to. So, props. Trying to give that. Yep. All right. Should we get to the good stuff?
I have a horror story from a high school relationship.
Okay. We're jumping to high school now.
Okay, so I dated this guy. And, okay, so 7th hour, he would go to football, and I didn't have a 7th hour. Why did I not have a 7th hour? I can't remember. Anyways, I drove and he didn't, just because there was, like, limited parking or whatever. But he was supposed to take, because the football field was at a different location, so they usually, like, take the buses. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'll take you. Like, I don't have anything. Like, it's close to my house, and I'll just drive you to football. Like, we'll spend some time together, and then I'll go home. Like, it'll be good. So we did that a couple times. His mom hated me. Oh. Did not like me. Did not approve of me. One time, I drove him to football. She was there. He got out, went into football. She came up to my car, and she was like, don't you dare ever drive him to football again. Like, you guys are not allowed to see each other. You're not allowed to spend time together. Like, I don't like you. Don't ever do that again.
Wow.
Now he's
That's
married.
crazy.
Now he's married.
Yeah. Congrats.
To the girl that he dated before me that he told me not to worry about.
Nice.
So it all worked out in the end for him.
I'm sure the mom won.
She won. She got me. So
yeah, absolutely.
Am I blushing?
What a good story. That was good.
At the time, it was like the worst thing that could have ever possible. I cried a lot.
Aww.
She left, and I sat in my car and bawled my eyes out. Oh, he was the love of my life. And I was like,
I'm sorry.
Can't believe that she won't let us be together.
That's so sad.
But now he's living his best life, so.
I'm so sorry that happened to you with that mom.
It was bad.
That's terrible.
I don't even know if my mom knows that story.
She does now.
She do now, so.
Yeah. So when do you feel like you had your first serious relationship? Like,
there are a few that I really block out because of all the trauma.
Yeah, that's fair.
But my first, like, healthy relationship was probably my longest one with the guy. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about. I learned a lot from that relationship. I don't regret that relationship at all. Not in the slightest. Yeah. I feel like I learned a lot as far as what I expect out of a partner. And then also something, like, I don't ever want to talk bad about him because he was so loving, so kind. But there were some things that I learned moving on that he didn't necessarily provide for me. And that's not talking bad about him whatsoever, but just.
And that's not what this episode is for, by the way. Like, don't get us wrong. We're just sharing our perspective and our personal.
And the thing is, like, the things that he wasn't able to give me, I don't fault him at all for that, and I don't look down on him for that. And I know that he's going to be able to move on and find someone that's perfect for him, and he's going to be able to give them everything that they want and need in life. It just wasn't me. Yeah. And there were things that I needed and wanted that he just couldn't give me, and that's okay. Yeah. But I learned a lot throughout that relationship.
Yeah. And I feel like I've learned this as well, but just because somebody, like, isn't necessarily what you need, like, in the long run, like, doesn't mean, like, a relationship like that was bad.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And I think that's where some stuff is misunderstood. Like, I feel like, especially us, speaking of I'll speak for myself, please. But all my relationships, like, if I went back, I'd be like, that's exactly what I needed. Like, that's exactly the partner, like, that I needed at the time to now get me to where I am now. Like, not trying to sound selfish or anything, but I feel like people grow and people evolve and move on and get to new parts of their life. And it's totally okay if that person doesn't come with you. Yeah. And I think that's where, that doesn't mean, oh, that was so bad and why did I do that? Like, nothing like that. Like, I don't necessarily feel that way. I think the hardest part is you want that person to be your person so bad, and you just like keep getting these gut feelings that person is not the one that's supposed to do everything in life with you.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. Like I've learned and I know more about myself every single day. And I think that's all that we can do when we are figuring out who the love of our lives are. And at some point it's trial and error.
I think I understand where you're coming from. I don't think I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think nowadays the culture is kind of like, if it didn't work out, screw them. Like, they're the worst person ever.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
I don't either.
But I will say there are some experiences, and I think you and I differ on this a little bit. Okay. There are some experiences, if I could take it all back in a heartbeat, I would.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but there are a select few where I, at this point, and we talked about this a little bit earlier as we were prepping for this episode, but and who knows, maybe the things that I learned will come in handy later, but right now I look back on it and I'm like, that was genuinely the worst.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't add value to my life. I was miserable, and like, let's call a spade. Like, they were manipulative and bad for me, and thank God I'm not in it. Like, I don't know. That's how I view it.
And I think, like, going through that experience with you, like, I feel like we're, of course, closer and closer every day.
Yeah.
But when you were going through that at the time, as a friend, it was, like, really hard, right? Like, we've had numerous conversations about this. Like, what do you say to somebody when you just get a gut feeling? Or, like, what do you say to your best friend when you don't, like, you want to trust their judgment, and you, like, you know, like, I had full faith that you were doing what was best for you. But, like, what am I supposed to do as a friend when I sit back and I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you sure? But, like, I think that's another part of, sometimes you just have to experience things and learn from them by yourself. Like, there's not really much people can tell you.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I don't know. I think I learned a lot from you, and a lot from, like, my perspective of it, of, like, I would hope my friends would now later on, like, tell me certain things, and I hope that I would believe it. Like, I hope that I would be like, I know this is my partner, but I also want to listen to this other perspective and dive deeper into that as well. I'm not saying listen to outside voices all the time. Like, you don't want to fall into that. But when you are mature enough to sit down and have conversations, and you have people in your life for a reason, you want to trust their judgment on the person that you want to bring into your life, because that's not a easy decision in your life. Yeah. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, no, I completely agree. Like, I think back on some of my friends that were in situations with people that weren't healthy, and it also sucks, like, when they know it's not healthy, but they don't know how to change it.
Yeah.
That's such a hard situation to be in, A, when you're in it, and B, also as a friend, because they know everything they need to know. But taking that step and actually getting away from them, especially when they've been in it for so long and they've been told all these lies, and manipulators are so good at what they do. They're so
And sometimes they don't even know that they're doing it. It's sometimes, that's what I think. Because, I mean, manipulation can mean a lot of different things. Yeah. And sometimes people are just so used to that. And so, like, this is just how I am. Yes. Yes.
Victim mentality.
That it's like, they don't even know that they're doing it. Obviously, I would hope that I haven't ever done that. But like I said, like, you just,
I haven't seen any of those qualities in you.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
I don't think so either, but like I said, like, some people just don't know when they're doing it, or maybe they just aren't processing.
But no, like, seeing some of my friends in that situation where they know that that's not best for them, but they just continue to stay in it because they don't know how to get out of it. Like, it's so difficult. That situation is terrible. Yeah. If you're in any situation like that, you have everything you need to get out of it. You have people around you who love you and support you. Even if your partner is telling you that you're nothing without them, that's not true at all. Or if your partner is telling you that your family hates you, or that your friends won't be there for you if you guys separate, or whatever that situation is, it is not true.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in a bad situation, you have everything you need to get out of it.
Yeah. And if you really need help, female or male, like
there are resources.
There are resources, and you need to seek that because it's unhealthy.
And sometimes if that requires getting law enforcement involved, that's okay.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, like, no, but seriously, like, coming from someone who's been there, who's needed that.
Yeah. And this is a very serious matter.
Yeah. Like, I genuinely, I needed that type of involvement for the safety of myself and the people that I love, because I felt that I and my people were in danger. And so I sought help from law enforcement, and genuinely, like, was it hard? Absolutely. Yeah. It was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. But I feel so much safer.
Yeah.
And, like, especially the first few months after everything went down, like, I felt amazing.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that if at any point he were to whatever, like, I knew that I immediately had a point of contact to be like, hey, this isn't supposed to be going on. Like, I need help. And boom, like, it would have been taken care of.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I think that's great.
And also, it's not as hard as you expect. Like, if you feel like you're in danger and you have reasons to believe that, like, you are a victim, and the court will side with you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. True.
Yeah. Sorry. Just.
No, that's great. That's a great point. What do you feel like?
Yeah, we can transition.
What
Let's
do you
get on a
feel
little
like
bit brighter of a note.
has been like the biggest struggle in your dating life? And I'll share as well.
I think I have really high expectations.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
Yeah.
But I also expect the bare minimum. I'm not getting
and that, ladies, is the bare minimum.
It's the bare minimum. I think, and I really want to talk about this. I've heard a lot of different opinions on this.
Okay.
I don't believe that there's such thing as, like, being high maintenance. I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I don't think I'm high maintenance, but I think, like,
you aren't high maintenance to the right person.
Like, I think.
Go ahead.
I think women right now have a feeling that, like, oh, if I expect him to be a gentleman and hold my door open and get me flowers, like, that makes me high maintenance. No.
That, ladies,
that
is
means,
the bare minimum.
That means that you have an expectation of your partner. And now, granted, like, if you're like, I expect him to take me on, like, super expensive dates every single night and dress up and, like, buy me outfits, like, that's different, maybe, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, but that person will find the right person that wants to do that.
But also, is that really love, or is that sugar daddy? Anyways. But no, I think there's someone out there for everyone, and you are not going to be high maintenance for the person that you're supposed to be with.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase, not the person you're supposed to be with. For the right person, I don't believe in, like, one soulmate.
Yeah.
On Earth.
I want to share this because I was just thinking about this. And I'm going to compliment some people along my way. But I just want to say, I think it's crazy that, so for me, like, when I see a couple out and I see, like, them treating each other well and, like, respectfully, and, like, see a guy open a door or whatever, the bare minimum that we talked about.
Right.
It's so sad that I'm, like, genuinely surprised. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like, that's so, like, I love that. But, like, that, to me, that should be the norm. Like, just, like, and I'm not here to say, like, it's just men treating women well. Mm-hmm. It's also the other way around.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Like, a woman that is patient and kind and doesn't yell back or yell or whatever, like, that, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, wow. Like, why are we so shocked about that? Mm-hmm. Like, why are we shocked when people actually treat people respectfully? And I think, like, even, like, in my former relationship, like, that person treated me well. Like, he respected me. He opened my doors for me. He was patient with me. And, like, I look back on that and I think about some people were like, oh my gosh, like, you opened the door for her? And he's like, yeah. Like, why would it? Yeah. Like, I do. And so it's just like, the fact that people were so surprised that we treated each other with genuine kindness and like we genuinely rooted for each other and were by each other's side. Like, it's just crazy to me that has to be something that's so surprising.
Well, and it's like, if you are with someone that you like or even love, why would you not want to do those things for that person?
Right.
Like, even in my friendships, like, anytime that I see something that I think you would want, I want to get it for you.
Right.
Or like when you came over the other day and I made you dinner, like, that made me so happy. Like, being able to do that for you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's being kind.
No, yeah, I agree. That's
at
with
that point,
everything.
like, it's not even like that you love someone. It's just that you like them.
Yeah. No, really.
I don't know. I'm also a firm believer, if he wanted to, he would. And if she wanted to, she would.
Yeah, absolutely. But I just wanted to share that because I was just thinking about that the other day as far as, I think it's, maybe I need to change my mindset a little bit, but like, there are some relationships, more so like the ones that are right in our face, like celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like.
Oh, you're talking about Zendaya and Tom Holland?
No.
Oh.
But I love them.
Because I love that.
Yeah.
I think.
No, what I was thinking was more along the lines of like, you're like, oh, that professional athlete has a girlfriend or a fiance or whatever. Like, I wonder how many times they've cheated on each other.
Oh.
Like, it's just like that mindset of like, you're like, people are genuinely surprised when people are loyal.
Oh, yeah.
To each other.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in.
No, I agree.
What were you going to say?
I had something in my brain. I don't remember.
Sorry.
No, don't say sorry.
Oh.
Please.
Okay. Please.
Please don't. I don't remember. Bare minimum.
I know.
Like, if you you love someone, like, that is such a gift to be able to feel that way about someone. Don't take it for granted. Like, ooh, that's what I was going to say. We've had a debate in the volleyball team. Every now and then we'll have this little debate, and it's kind of a fun one because I feel a certain way about it. But so I had this one girl, she came up to me, she was like, hey, my partner, like, he's great, right? Like, he does X, Y, Z, checks off on my boxes, like, we're super happy together. But he doesn't do this, and I want him to. Like, I want him to do this. Let's just say, for example, she was like, I want him to buy me flowers. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, have you asked him to do that? She's like, no, I have not. I was like, why? Why have you not asked?
Yeah.
She's like, well, it feels like it's not as important or not as, like, meaningful if I ask and then he does it. I was like, time out. Because I'm a firm believer, it does not mean less just because you have to ask for it. That's just setting an expectation and explaining what's important to your partner.
Yeah.
Like, that's my belief. I think, now, if you're having to ask for everything, like, please open my doors, please spend time with me, please, like, text me in the morning and like, actually communicate with me, please this, please that, like, that, maybe that's a little different. Mm-hmm. But I was like, this one thing, like, it's okay for you to ask for that. Like, that's, if it's important to you and it's bothering you that he doesn't, it's okay to ask. As long as you approach it the right way. If you just go up to him and be like, hey, man, why are you not buying me flowers? Like, that's different.
That's true.
But being like, hey, just wanted to let you know, like, this is something that I really want and it would mean a lot to me. And it doesn't have to be all the time, but, like, if you would do this, like, that would make me really happy. Mm-hmm. And then if he does it, like, great. That means that he listened to you, cared about you enough to want to do it for you, and then he did it.
Nice. Yeah.
So.
That's fair.
But the volleyball girls have a little debate about that because some of them are like, you have to ask for it and then he does it. It's not as important. And I was like, no.
I feel like I kind of am a little bit on the side of it doesn't make it as important.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think, I mean, I'm all about, like, vocalizing, like, hey, like, this is how I feel loved. Right? Like, I feel loved even if my love language is not gift receiving. Mm-hmm. But, like, for example, this person, if she was like, hey, like, I just feel like very valued when I see the physical things, like flowers or a teddy bear or a bracelet or something like that. Like, that's how I feel valued. And then let the guy pick kind of how he does that. Oh, okay. If that makes sense. Yeah, like, I'm more like, say it a little bit broad so that he can be the creative one, so that he's getting his own ideas about what he thinks you would like. So that's why I would say the other side a little bit, just because if I wouldn't be like, hey, I want you to get me flowers. Like, I personally wouldn't say that, because I'm like, well, what if he thinks of a better idea? Like, I want him to use, like, his brain of, like, okay, I think that she would like this. And, like, and that's still a sign of showing love and showing that he's listening and showing that he's taking hints or taking cues of what your general interests are. And so that's what I think about it.
I think flowers are a big one for me, because there's something so special about like, he took the time out of his day because he knew it would make you happy to go get you flowers. And then B, like, if he gets the right ones, they last a really long time.
If he does it right.
If he does it right. They last a really long time. And like, every time I look over and I see them, like, I'm going to think about him. Yeah. Like, that's kind of what that means for me. But I understand where you're coming from completely with the whole gifts thing.
Yeah. But I'm sure if he wrote you a handwritten note.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you would love that just as much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
But, I would love to get into love languages a little bit with you, because I think that might be fun.
Yeah. I think we've talked about them on past.
I think very briefly. Okay, yeah. But my I was about to say her name. The one that moved.
Yeah. Yes.
my friend. My friend that moved. Yeah. My childhood bestie. One of her top love languages is gifts, and I didn't really understand it for the longest time. And I asked her about it. And she was, because she does it all the time, even with me, like in all of her relationships, like gifts is a big one for her. And she was like, well, it's not so much about the gift itself. Like, she was like, if you notice, every time I go on vacation, like, I'll get you a little tiny magnet. She's like, it's a $3 magnet.
Yeah.
But now every time that you see that magnet, like, you'll think of me. Yeah. And you'll know that while we were apart, like, I was still thinking about you and you were still really important to me. And I think that's what gifts is more about, is like, when we are apart, I'm still important to you, and you saw something, thought of me, like, cared enough about me to get me something. And it's usually small stuff, but just that little itty bitty, or like, or even, and it also requires a lot of attention. So like, if your partner is like, you mentioned this one type of snack that you like a couple months ago, and I saw it while I was in the store, so I got it for you. Like, that's so meaningful.
Like the popcorn that you like at Hobby Lobby.
Yes, the popcorn that I like at Hobby Lobby.
I remember it a little bit.
It's the popcorn, it's chocolate, and it has M&Ms on it, and it's one of my favorite things ever.
It is really good.
But I don't get it very often because it's kind of a novelty. I don't find it everywhere.
Yeah.
But anytime that I can get my hands on it, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
Yeah, but it's something small like that. Yeah. Like, I was thinking about you, and I know that you like this, and you only brought it up once 3 months ago, and I remembered, and here you go. Like, that's so sweet, so kind. What are your love languages? Physical touch, as you touch me?
No, I'm actually not a physical touch person. Giving.
Receiving.
I mean, sorry, receive. That's what I said. Giving.
Giving.
I would say, words of affirmation.
Okay.
I'm a big, like.
Can you give examples?
That's kind of like goes with what you kind of just said about the, like, thinking about you throughout the day, but
random texts every now and then.
Yeah. More of like, hey, I hope your day's going well. I remember that you have this at this time. Like, I hope it goes well. Let me know how it goes. Or like stuff like that. Just like kind of random, especially during like busy days.
Oh, like, yeah.
And I'm like more of I wouldn't say I'm a talk all the time, every day type of girl.
Yeah.
But I am like I have periods of time.
Maybe we need to have like a phone call at night, or like, no, I get that.
Not a phone call girl.
Oh, right. We need to text.
This is why I struggle in dating.
I'm a big FaceTimer.
No, yeah. I do like, hey, do you have a second? Or whenever you have a second, like, we can talk for a sec.
Yeah.
Like, on, like, FaceTime or whatever. I'm saying, like, that's a good time, too.
You just said you don't like calling or FaceTiming.
Yeah, but if it's, like, quick, like, if it's, like, hey, you won't believe what this happened.
My mom is out of town right now, and I got in trouble at work twice because I was FaceTiming her at work. Because I miss her. Well, in the morning, so it was, like, first thing in the morning when I first got there, and my mom and my sister were FaceTiming me because she was, like, showing us around and, like, all the things that she was doing. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I was, like, over in the corner. I was like, hi, Mom. And this one guy who's not technically my boss, but he's been there longer anyways, he was like, are you FaceTiming at work? I was like, I'm on the phone with my mom. Same thing
the new girl saying this?
Yeah. And I was like, it's my mom.
That's okay. Yeah. I will say, I feel like I'm more of a call person if I don't have time to see you. Mm-hmm. Like, if we don't have time and we, like, want to have a conversation. Sorry, gosh. Don't want to have a conversation. Can't text it necessarily, but we want to have a conversation. We can't have it in person.
Yeah.
Love a good. That's a good FaceTime call moment.
Yeah. No, the little texts are great.
Yeah.
Or even like, hey, I can't wait to see you tomorrow or tonight or whatever.
Yeah. So definitely.
But if it's every hour or every minute of every day,
that's a little much. Yeah. Definitely words of affirmation, and then acts of service. Just like the awareness. I feel like the acts of service for me is just like showing me that you have awareness, as far as like opening a door, opening a car door, recognizing, like, that's my version of, that's what I would say is acts of service. Just like, oh, you heard me the other day say I needed more chapstick. So I guess that's not a gift giving.
I think that's acts of service and
I feel like,
gift giving.
To me that's more of it.
Yeah, acts of service shows itself a little differently for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, especially during volleyball season a couple seasons ago, I had a part-time job. I was in school all day, so I'd go straight from classes to my part-time job, maybe eat lunch, and then lifting and practice. So my day would go from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then usually after practice, I would go over to my boyfriend's house at the time, and like he would make me dinner. Like that was my acts of service, is like, you're taking this off my plate so that I don't have to like go home, make dinner, or go buy dinner. Like that's something that you're just taking off my plate. And then there's also quality time in there too. It's like we get dinner and we also get to spend a few hours together before I have to go do more homework.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think that there's definitely different versions of acts of service.
For sure.
And I think like that's a really good example though.
Yeah.
And then adding on to that, like just like little things as far as like, okay, after we're done eating dinner, he recognizes that you're done, so he takes your plate too. Like certain things like that, like just like the little things of walking on like the side of the road where the cars are coming and you walking on the inside. Or just like I would say little things like that. Just showing your awareness.
Yeah.
For me,
the
it's just a
trade-off
big
with
deal.
the like plate giving and getting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think honestly, acts of service might be one that is just as important to me receiving as it is giving, personally.
Yeah. No, same.
But no, my dad's number one love language is acts of service. And I know that because when was this? This was a couple months ago. I was like, hey, Dad, I've got a light on in my car. Like, I don't know what's going on. I think this needs to happen. And he got that fixed, changed my oil, got me gas, cleaned out my entire car inside and out, and then aired up my tires and then gave it back. And I was like, I just asked for this.
Yeah.
And you gave me all this. That. Yeah. But I think that's a really good symbol of love, is like, if I ask you for this one little thing that I need, like, you're going to go over the top and do everything you possibly can to make me feel loved.
Right.
But that's also his strong suit.
And even if you don't ask for anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it can still be done kind of thing. Like, it's still like, oh, I was thinking about this and I wanted to do it for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
what's yours?
I think mine bounces a little bit. I think they're all important to me. Like, how do I want to word that? I think they're there's not one that I'm like, oh, I could completely live without this, you know?
Yeah.
My top one is probably quality time. It's funny. We were talking with my mom the other week about what's for her like most important,
yeah.
and she was like, "Yeah, quality time's up there, but it's not super important." She's like, "I also love gifts." I was like, "Okay, what's a good gift that like your kids could give you that you would love?" She was like, "If you guys gave me little cards that were like 30 minutes with me, or like a free movie night, just the two of us." And I was like, "Mom, that's not a gift. That's quality time." I was like, "You're asking them to give you the gift of their time."
Yeah. Yeah.
But quality time is really big for me. Just the little things, like anything. Going on walks, going to movies, hanging out at home, making dinner together.
Doing whatever and
living
having fun
life,
doing it.
Going grocery shopping.
Yeah.
All the little things.
Life things.
Life thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel like in your past, more so, why are you single right now? I'm just, like, what, like, why do you feel like you are? What are some struggles in dating for you personally? Share what you're comfortable with. Because I will be sharing my comfort level.
I'm single because I haven't found the right one yet, which sounds super cliche, super dumb, and it sounds like the answer that everyone gives, but I think it's true. Like, when the right person is in my life, they're gonna do everything they can to keep me in their life, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I honestly do feel like that's the right reason.
Yeah.
It's like, I also don't get out a whole lot. I don't
even leave my house.
And when I do leave my house, it's for work, and I haven't found anyone at work.
Yeah.
And most of the other things I do, there's not. The dating pool is really, it's not like college.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, I'll share mine.
Why do you think
I'll share mine.
You are single at this point?
I think I am single because I honestly feel like I feel like I'm just, how do I word this? I feel like I have been able to grow a lot being single. Like, I feel like, and this could also be cliche, but I feel like at this period of time in my life, my personal judgment is that I will be able to grow more by myself in this portion of my life right now. So I feel like the reason that I am ultimately single is I think that there is some stuff in life that you have to learn on your own and you have to do on your own in order to let that person come into your life to grow with you. And I feel like I'm just not to the point that I can, like, that person, I can let that person in right now, if that makes sense. And I think, like I said before, like, I definitely believe in God's timing is perfect. And I think that me being single has been a really positive thing for me. It's not like, oh, I'm lonely and I'm all by myself. Like, no, I genuinely think that there's been, like, me searching for jobs and me entering this new chapter of my life. I was meant to genuinely figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
And with the people that are closest to me right now. And obviously I'm always open to possibly bringing that person in, but I just don't think that I have found that yet.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah.
I would say. So, I don't know. Like, like, we haven't found the right person, of course. But, I mean, I think that there is periods of your life that you are meant to go through and learn so that that person can come in with you. And
do you believe in right person, wrong time?
Do I believe in that?
So I think I have a paper cut. Yeah, look, it's paper cut.
Oh,
see it?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Nice green nails you got there. St. Patty's Day was recently.
Yes.
A couple days ago.
Yeah.
A week ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, sorry. Oh, I don't know what day it is. I couldn't even tell you. Do I believe in right person, wrong time? I don't know. I want to say no. I believe in the right person comes in at the right time and is no longer and exits at the right time.
Can you go a little bit more into depth?
I feel like you met that person at the right time. Okay? You met that person at the right time. Mm-hmm. You getting me?
Yeah.
So there's a reason that person is in your life. Although, I also believe that some people aren't meant to go to the next chapter with you. And some people are not meant to... it can be the right person then.
But you don't believe, this was my person that I was supposed to spend the rest of my life with. We just happened to meet at the wrong time. You don't believe in that? You do believe that, the time period that they were with you walking through life is exactly when they were supposed to be there?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that, but I also... Have you ever heard of the string theory? Did you tell me about that?
Isn't it every, you...
you meet every person twice or something?
No. It's every decision that you make, leads you closer and closer to your person.
Oh.
Or, by the time you actually meet your person, you've probably gotten super close to meeting them, 10 times.
Yes. Yeah.
Or something like
that.
And you
just keeps drawing you.
So many different connections.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's applicable for everyone, right? I feel like there are so many people that I meet that if I spend 45 minutes with them, I'll be able to find 5 similar connections that we have. Whether it be
oh, no way. You know
my
that
gosh,
person? And...
my 3rd grade teacher was your 3rd grade teacher. That's a stupid one.
Yeah.
But
no, you were saying.
Yeah. It was we both ate at that restaurant on the same night 12 years ago. It's okay, well, that's,
I think that you can, I do believe that if that person is right for you, nothing will stop that. So if for some reason they, it wasn't right at that time, I guess, is what you're asking.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna make their way back.
I agree.
When that time, when it's meant to happen.
I agree.
So.
I agree.
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say, I feel like all the timing is right. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. I get it.
Okay. What's your
No,
thoughts?
I completely agree. I think right person, wrong time means we were together, we learned what we needed to, we also needed to separate, but if it is the right person, they'll come back.
Right.
Or you'll go back.
That's what I was saying.
Again.
Yeah. Rekindle. Yeah. No, I agree with that. So we have a similar perspective on that?
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward.
I'm ready. Yeah.
What do you think is something that will be an indicator that person is right for you?
I'm gonna share something that is really, really dumb.
Oh, okay.
Could be.
No, it's not.
Really, really dumb.
It's not. I care.
I saw this TikTok a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, God and I made a pact. So my future partner is gonna give me this kind of flower, or they're gonna do this, and that's how I'm gonna know. So I have something in my head. It's not a flower, but
okay.
I have something in my head that's if they do this one thing consistently, because it's not a super common thing, but it's something that they'll do for me.
So we can't share. You don't want to feel comfortable sharing.
I just no.
You saying if he's watching, then he'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's watching,
he'll know.
That's how to. They made a pact.
Yeah.
This is how we can do it. No, but it's this one thing that if he does this one thing.
I have a couple too.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you want to?
No.
Well, no, there's this one thing that if he consistently does that and shows up for me in this way, then that's how I'm okay.
Mine is more of like, it's probably more of a value thing. Like, it shows me where his values are.
Okay.
With this one thing. But I don't know if I can share.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I mean, I do.
But you know, I probably know.
Honestly? Oh, wait.
Did you just get that?
Wait, I did just get that. I think so, that you do know.
Okay.
But there's been a lot of things that, like, I've prayed for, and I feel like, I don't know, I have that pact with God, too, about that, I really want to pull that trend that right now that's like, if you're not a woman in their 20s, keep scrolling. Keep scrolling, and then say, okay, now that they're gone, now we can share. We can't do that here. If you're a man, get off.
If you're a woman and you really want to know what they are, if you DM us, and we will say that. Well, but what if they share it?
No.
DM us.
Yeah.
We will use our better judgment to then decide if you can know.
But I'm sure
Grandma.
Yeah. Grandma.
Call me. I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
Both grandmas.
And I think that everybody listening probably has those. Or if they don't, after this video.
Wait, is that normal?
Wait, I feel like it is normal.
Does everyone have that pact? Of like they do? Whoa.
If they do this, then I don't know. I feel like it is.
Are we good?
Okay. Are we good? I don't know. I do, though. I can relate to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
I want to know your other... We'll talk.
Wait, my other... Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
We'll talk. It's you guys want to know what's fun? The funniest thing about these things is every time we say, oh, I'll tell you after the show, or, oh, I'll tell you after, we never talk about it.
As soon as we walk out that door, I forget everything that happens in here.
We never talk about, like, oh, I'll tell you after. Oh, I'll tell you. We never even speak about it.
We need to start keeping notes.
Yeah, we do. That's okay. Sometimes I'll just randomly, I'll be like, wow, I said that. Like when we watch these back, when we're editing, I'm like, oh, we never actually talked about that. Anyways, that's something fun. I feel like we can dive deeper.
Okay, let's dive.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What would the people want to know?
What do the people want to know?
I think that the reason of why we're single is something that I feel like it's a big deal. Because I think that certain people become single, obviously, for different reasons. But there's a purpose in your singleness.
Yeah.
And we could make a whole episode on that.
How to be single?
Yeah. Purpose, using that purpose and being single. But I think, like, do you ever get those people that are like, oh, but why do you think that person's single?
Not gonna lie, sometimes I think that.
About yourself? Oh. About other people.
About other people, yeah.
Me too.
Well, because
I'm like, oh, there has to be a reason you're single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
no, I understand that.
It's like, okay, hold the phone. Things are really good. What's not there? What's happening? You know?
What?
Okay. You're watching The Bachelor.
Okay.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
25. I don't know how many. 30. Beautiful, smart.
Yeah.
Established, successful, intelligent, gorgeous, tall, whatever. Women.
Yeah.
Why are they single?
Yeah.
Same thing goes for the men.
They just pull the answer that you did. I just haven't found the right person.
Yeah, but that's not all I'm saying. I guess I'm just meant to be on The Bachelor or whatever.
Hey, all in favor of Whitney signing up to go on The Bachelor, okay? Aye.
Okay, we'll see who The Bachelor is.
Yeah, we gotta see first.
But yeah, no, like is it genuinely that all of them have just had previous bad relationships?
Mm-hmm. Or is there some deeper...
Is there something else going on?
Yeah. And I think, like, every time I think, or I hear people say, oh, I wonder how that person's single. I'm like, oh, I wonder why I'm single.
Dude,
Is there something wrong with me?
Me too.
Or
but
what?
also we're so youthful.
Yeah.
So young.
We're
so much time.
Absolutely.
So much time.
Do you have anything else you want to share?
No. Well, no. Don't settle.
Oh, may I?
Mother, may I?
I do want to say that even if, I don't know if I said this in the beginning or not, but even if somebody isn't right for you or you just necessarily, did I say this already?
Yeah.
One, it doesn't mean that you necessarily settled. As far as like, if somebody was meant to be in that chapter of your life, but wasn't meant to continue on with you, I don't view that as, oh, I settled. Like, I don't ever feel that way.
No. Yeah. What I was saying more is like...
Go ahead. It just reminded me to say that.
Yeah. As far as like morals are concerned, or like if your partner, if you're not happy...
Yeah. Absolutely.
And happiness doesn't mean that it's all sunshine and rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is that you guys have a healthy connection and relationship where you can be open and honest with each other, and there's love, there's joy, there's...
Yeah.
What's the verse? Love is patient.
Love is kind. Love is gentle.
Love does not boast.
Yes.
It's not boastful.
Yeah, that's good.
Like that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to always be happy with each other 24/7 or that you're going to love every single little thing about them. No, they're probably going to do a few things that drive you a little nuts.
Right.
But, like, there's more to them than that.
Yeah.
But what I mean as far as like don't settle is like
don't feel like you have to settle for being unhappy when you can find that person that genuinely makes you happy and doesn't make you feel like you're asking for too much.
And that's morbid. Never mind. I was going to say, and if the right person's not out there for you, then you'll just have a German Shepherd. And,
or an Aussie Doodle.
And they will be besties and go to the park with you and your friend.
I'm saying.
And maybe you'll start a podcast.
Maybe you'll end up like us.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, but I will say, finding that person that's right for you takes time. And
Absolutely.
It takes internal and external like growth as far as life experiences and all of that in order to relate to each other. And all of that is just guiding you right to the person you're supposed to be with.
If you're in middle school, high school, I feel like we're not super far removed from that.
We're really not.
That was just way back. That was just a couple whiles back. Did you say months ago?
No.
I know. Boys are cute, and then you want to date them.
And girls are cute.
And girls are cute, and you want to date them. Don't.
Oh. At what age are you going to let your kid date?
Yeah, I genuinely, based on the experiences that I had, I don't know, it shaped me into who I am. Having that mom yell her head off at me, like, that shaped me into who I am. Like, now I know what I expect out of my partner's family. And it's not that.
Yeah, gotcha.
But I know that it's difficult and it's hard. No, some people, okay, well, now, here's the thing. No, because there's this one couple, they were together, they started dating in 6th grade. They're a year younger than me. We just got married.
Oh. Everybody's timeline's different.
Everyone's timeline's different. They dated for, what is that?
A long time.
10 years.
A long time.
10
That's fantastic. Talk about growing
years.
together.
10 years.
Growing up together.
10 years.
Love that.
10 years.
That's amazing.
10 years.
That's incredible.
You know what I love?
What?
Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelorette.
Oh. Are you going to share what age you're going to let your kid?
Listen, it's... Depends on if... Never mind. I'm not going to set a double standard for my daughters or sons.
Okay.
I was going to say it depends on if it's my daughter or my son.
Okay. We were just talking about how, earlier we would raise good sons. And that we would hope they would end up just like our husbands one day when we find those people. Because we want to raise young men that are going to treat all of your daughters right.
And who knows? Maybe I went through all those horror stories because I am supposed to have all boys, and I'm going to raise them to be nothing like that.
Bring it here.
Maybe that's it. It does happen for a reason.
Yeah,
You just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So did you say an age?
We'll decide later. My husband and I will speak about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Are you
not
looking
here.
for him?
Yeah. Well, we don't have them yet, so.
Right.
So I'm just saying. One day they'll come down.
You know what that reminded me of?
What? Oh my gosh.
That was such a hurt thing to do.
What a queen. Anyways, anything else? Guys, this topic could go so many different ways for us. So if we sounded like we were all over the place, we might have been.
Ultimately, however
Everybody.
Ultimately, however you decide to go through dating and navigating that, it's probably what's best for you because you're making decisions based on your prior experiences, based on how you were raised, based on the information in front of you, and not everyone else would approach that the same way. So I'm also a firm believer that you are in charge and like I read this book recently and she was like, I don't regret, it was The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Very good book. Oh. But the reporter was asking her, like, do you regret any of your marriages? And she was like, no. She's like, I made the decisions that I made at the times when I made them based on the information that I had and the experiences that I had. Now, I can look back on it now and say, like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. But at the time, I did what I thought was best for me in that moment.
Absolutely.
So.
And I think that's about trusting yourself.
Yeah.
And, like, that's something I've done. I've made some hard decisions, but ultimately I look back and I'm like, I gave myself every reason to make that decision because it was best for what's coming.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, bringing that back into relationships, like, sometimes you have to make difficult decisions and you have to just go with what your thoughts are and go with where your heart's at. And if that means that you've grown, both of you have grown in a direction that's away from each other, that's totally okay. Like, go with that feeling because ultimately that's just going to make things worse if you continue on. And I think that that's one thing I can always say with myself is I sometimes overthink, and that's okay sometimes. But I genuinely like feel like I make the best decisions for myself after I think about the reasonings and all of that. So then when I look back, I'm like, you know what? I felt this way at that moment, and I went what was best for myself.
Yeah.
So I love that you brought that up because that's good.
Thanks.
Welcome. All right. Our struggles in dating. There's plenty of others that we could dive into.
Oh, I got some stories.
As far as dating apps, like just when people do the,
when people do
when people go for that, like if we're sharing our friends'
I have people
stories
in my life who have met like that.
Yeah.
And are now happily married with kids and have been together for
That's incredible.
And they're lifelong partners.
Yeah. But some people find that like as a struggle. Like if you're older than us, then you may find that the dating apps and stuff is not stuff that was happening when you were our age. So people struggle with that. That's all. Also,
just be careful, please.
Yeah.
If you're on dating apps, be careful.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
Back in my abnormal psych class, I heard some stories about some people and what they did when they're not quite when they're be careful.
Yeah. Always be careful. Okay.
Do your due diligence.
Due diligence.
Do your
diligence.
Do your due. Do your due diligence. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't just be going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at podcast.personalopinion or
YouTube and Facebook at Personal Opinion Podcast. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. And an announcement I mentioned last week, but next week we are going to have our first ever guest on the podcast. And for all you ladies and gentlemen who are wanting to get into
Kelly's
the work environment,
we haven't,
and work their way up, and that's what we're talking about, right?
I mean, maybe. Well, we need to talk to her first a little bit.
Yeah. Anyways, this episode will be for you because we have Kelly Bowie, Whitney's mother, coming on to talk about some stuff. But she is a very successful businesswoman, which is why I say. So her advice is going to be great.
Her stories are going to be great.
Yes.
She is genuinely probably my favorite person on the planet. I mean, yeah, she's my mom, but she is so loving and kind and patient and successful and strong and independent and intelligent and beautiful.
Yes.
And I could go on and on and on. My sister also, if you're watching, you fit all of those as well because you are a direct copy of her. But
I feel like you're a lot like your mom.
So sweet.
Oh my God, you wrote that. I do feel like that.
Say that in front of her next week.
Okay. So we're very excited to bring our first guest on.
Kelly!
Yeah. She doesn't know it yet, but she will.
She's in the middle of the ocean at the moment.
Yeah.
She's on a cruise. Very
So
jealous.
when she gets back, she'll find out that she's going to be our first ever guest on the podcast.
She's going to cry.
Oh, love that.
We should record. We should record.
Oh my God.
Her reaction.
We should.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday or any other day that you're watching this podcast. We hope that you have a great day, great evening,
Great week.
great vacation. You never know. Your mom's in the middle of the
A
ocean.
great weekend.
Yep.
A great life.
Yeah. But you know where to find us. Let us know what we should talk about next.
We love you. Oh,
I've got your back.
I've got your back, and we've got yours. I like that.
Yeah, okay.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Episode 13. Done.